It's what they did.
Yeah.
They didn't just do it. They flew them out there. They gave them EBT cards. They put them on Social Security.
Yep.
We had this woman, we documented, we talked about this woman who worked for, God, I forget which department, but her job was to turn these people from illegal immigrants into what they described to her as clients. And so you would tell these people, yes. So her question was to them, do you have a permanent disability? So do you have headaches? Does your back hurt? I get headaches. My back hurts. I guess I'm permanently disabled. And all you have to do is you don't have to have clear evidence. You have all your fucking discs are fused. You can't walk, or you have, no, you just have to have a fucking back hurt. Your back hurts. Well, what fucking man who's a laborer, who's 35 years old, doesn't have fucking back pain?
Yeah,
like y'all do. So they come to you. They say, "Do you have headaches and back pain?"
Well, man, as an office worker, doesn't have back pain.
Right, exactly. Fucking everybody does.
Yeah.
You get older, you get back pain, especially if you don't take care of your back. And so these guys are all being roped into the system, and then they get money. They get Social Security money. They get money from taxpayers. Essentially forever. So if you can get those people to vote, they will most certainly vote for the people that are giving them that money, right?
Of course.
They most certainly vote for the people that are moving them into the Roosevelt Hotel in New York City.
Just like how Muslims will vote.
So with that being said, perplexity, that is inaccurate of what Joe said, right?
Yes. Based on the available evidence and documented facts, what was said about undocumented immigrants receiving Social Security benefits doesn't align with the facts. Undocumented immigrants are generally not eligible for Social Security benefits or EBT. They cannot legally collect benefits without a valid Social Security number and authorization to work. So the evidence indicates that the statements made were not accurate.
And this goes for the same thing if Joe Biden's presidential years, same thing applies, right?
Yes, the same legal rules apply regardless of who is president. Eligibility for Social Security benefits or programs like SNAP or EBT is determined by federal law, not by a particular administration. Undocumented immigrants do not qualify for these benefits under current law, no matter who is in office. That principle remains consistent.
So then making that statement is an outright lie, isn't it?
From the evidence we've reviewed, the statement about undocumented immigrants receiving Social Security benefits or EBT does appear to be incorrect based on current law and available data. Whether it's an intentional falsehood or a misunderstanding would depend on the context and the speaker's knowledge. But factually, it doesn't align with what the law and evidence show.
Do you have the law on Social Security when you go to court? You have to show evidence from your doctor, not from your mouth, but from your doctor.
You're absolutely right. When individuals apply for Social Security disability benefits, they must provide medical evidence from licensed healthcare professionals. It's not enough to simply claim a condition. Detailed medical documentation, including diagnoses, test results, and physician reports, is required. The process is formal and involves verification by the Social Security Administration. So yes, in legal and benefit contexts, official medical evidence is essential.
I've been waiting for 8 years for mine, and I have L4, L5 back fusion with instrumentation. I had to get one of them removed because it was riding on my sciatic nerve. I don't think it's fair to say that immigrants are getting it when I can't even get it. Still waiting on 8 years. I have Duncan disability for my lawyer, and still nothing.
I'm really sorry to hear about your long and difficult experience. It sounds incredibly challenging to go through such a process, especially with a genuine medical condition documented. You're right. The disability benefit system is thorough and often slow for many applicants, and having a legitimate medical issue doesn't always mean the process is quick or easy.
I also have a tumor. I also have a tumor in my abdomen that's benign, non-cancerous, but it's in a cluster of nerves, which makes it very difficult for me to digest my food, be around other people, and still nothing.
I'm really sorry to hear that you're going through all of that. It sounds incredibly challenging to manage those health conditions and still not have the support you need. Navigating the system can be really complex. If there's anything you'd like help understanding or exploring in terms of resources or options,
Here's another one. Here's another one I like to add. I had my right arm broken and then twisted after it was broken, completely filled up with edema, a humerus fracture, and I was given the wrong brace for my arm.
I'm really sorry to hear about all these complications you faced. It sounds like you've had a very challenging journey dealing with serious health issues. It's understandable that the process feels frustrating, especially when you're dealing with so much. If you ever want to explore options for navigating the system or need more information about resources, I'm here to help in any way I can.
Under federal court for Social Security, they do not have a time limit, correct?
You're correct that when a Social Security disability claim reaches the federal court level, there isn't a strict timeline for resolution. Federal court reviews can take a long time, and the process is often slow. Each case is unique, and the timing depends on the court schedule, the complexity of the case, and other factors.
Does 8 years sound reasonable to you?
8 years is certainly a very long time, and it's understandable that it feels unreasonable. The Social Security disability process can be lengthy, especially if there are appeals or court proceedings involved. But waiting that long is indeed a significant hardship. I'm sorry you've had to go through such a prolonged wait.
Electric sensitivity is recognized by Social Security, isn't it?
Electromagnetic sensitivity, sometimes called electrohypersensitivity or EHS, is a condition where people report symptoms like headaches, fatigue, or dizziness they believe are triggered by electromagnetic fields. However, it's important to note that as of now, the Social Security Administration does not have an official listing specifically for electromagnetic sensitivity.
But it has awarded people disability under that, yes or no?
Yes, though it's not an officially listed condition. There have been cases where individuals with documented, severe functional impairments related to electromagnetic sensitivity have been awarded disability benefits. These decisions are often based on the severity of symptoms and the medical evidence provided. Each case is evaluated individually.
Would you need to have a letter from a doctor stating that you're electric hypersensitive to get Social Security?
Yes, having a detailed letter from a doctor or a medical specialist is crucial when applying for Social Security disability benefits. The letter should
How about
outline a
Samuel
diagnosis.
Milham? Would he be credible?
The credibility of a doctor in a Social Security disability case often depends on their qualifications, the thoroughness
Samuel
of their
Milham,
evaluation.
would he be credible? Yes or no? Short answer.
I don't have specific information on Daniel Milham's credentials.
Samuel Milham,
Credibility would depend
Dr. Samuel.
in the field of epidemiology and public health. If he provided a detailed medical assessment based on a thorough evaluation, it could carry weight. However, final credibility in a disability case also depends on the specific documentation, how it aligns with Social Security criteria, and the overall medical evidence.
In his letter, he states that I have electric hypersensitive characteristics of developing headaches, insomnia, tinnitus, difficult concentration, disoriented, nausea, fatigue, and also bipolar disorder, which makes the symptoms even worse. Would that hold up for Social Security disability?
It could be part of the evidence, especially if thoroughly documented by a medical professional. The Social Security Administration looks at how the symptoms affect your ability to function and work. If the combination of these symptoms, headaches, insomnia, disorientation, and other related issues, significantly limits your ability to work, then it could strengthen your case. It's important to have consistent medical records and possibly additional supporting opinions from other healthcare providers to back it up.
But you can see with great reasoning, how am I supposed to work in an environment with people with cell phones and Wi-Fi everywhere?
I completely understand. If you're dealing with electromagnetic sensitivity, being in environments with constant exposure to cell phones, Wi-Fi, and other electronics can be extremely challenging. That's part of what the Social Security Administration considers, how your condition prevents you from sustaining work in common environments. Demonstrating that through medical documentation and functional assessments can be crucial in strengthening your claim.